Lego Stunt Rally is an unreleased prototype that was scheduled to be released for the PlayStation in the year 2000. The game did get a release on Windows PC and even the Game Boy Color, but the PlayStation version was cancelled not long before it was due to be released. There are leaked versions of the game that you can find online that you can test and play, but although it is relatively unfinished, so the game for the most part will glitch out and crash at various stages when you're trying to play it. The one thing to note about the game is that it plays very like a typical kart racer, and it's very similar to the look and feel of that of the Micro Machines games as such. But one of the unique features that was present in the game was the unique track editor that allowed you to edit and create your own tracks in real time. And with the games that were released, the start of the game allowed you to work with the basic track editor, but you didn't have access to all the pieces that you need to build all and more advanced tracks. You had to play through all of the game modes to unlock all of the pieces that you need so that you could get access to everything to build the tracks that you wanted. But in itself, that was an excellent feature in the game. But even in this demo build, you can gain access to a version of the track editor that you can use. And having spent time messing around with it, yes, it is glitchy and it's not fully finished, but it is playable and usable, and you are able to put together some variation of a track that you can test out. So at least that in itself does somewhat work. Now, as the gameplay itself, it is still relatively unfinished, so as you can test tracks in the game, you do have access to some of the vehicles that you can play as, although you can't select all the characters, but the tracks do be kind of randomized each time you play it. So the game initially was supposed to have a career mode and also a multiplayer mode that allowed you to unlock all of the extra features in the game, with multiple tracks on offer and different championships to play through, with various pickups and power-ups that you could use throughout each race. So it had some really cool features that were quite unique to the game itself. And the gameplay was also kind of like in a somewhat isometric style viewpoint, very similar to the likes of the Micro Machines games, or even Micro Machines V3 that was also on the PS1. Although the tracks are very short in the game itself, but they are playable. You do have some sound effects in terms of the engine notes of the cars or the vehicles that you're driving, but it is an interesting concept of a game that could have been on the PlayStation, and it really is a pity that it never got released, as it would have been quite fun to play. Even just to gain access to the track editor that you could build your own tracks alone would have been worthwhile to purchase had it been released. But you can gain access to demo builds of it, hence the reason why I'm playing it here with this video. But you can gain access to versions of the game on like the Game Boy Color, and even if you can gain access to it on the Windows PC version, you will get a better idea of how the gameplay compares and how it's set up to play, and because it will have all of the finished features in that version of the game compared to what could have been on the PlayStation. Well, at least it works to some degree, and it is pretty cool to experience a game that was in that stage of development that had so many possibilities, and it would have been quite cool had it been finished, but it's a pity that it wasn't. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this demo build of Lego Stunt Rally for the PS1, and if so, what experience do you have surrounding this prototype? Did you manage to play it yourself if you got access to it online, or if so, did you manage just only see screenshots or previews in magazines? Be sure to share it down in the comments below, and if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be updated when future videos are released. And if you'd like to see more of these prototypes where I do other reviews and gameplay style videos of more of these unique builds that were unreleased and that weren't published for the PlayStation, then be sure to check out this playlist here on screen of other demo builds that I have been playing around with that were also unreleased for the PS1. So be sure to check those videos out, and until next time, make sure to keep playing those classic games and enjoying them, and keep those gaming memories alive.